Randy Quaid.
Oh, Randy.
Who is in town. He's in Vancouver, seeking solace from...
Asylum, almost, if you will.
Asylum from Hollywood star whackers.
That's right.
And the same evil cadre who murdered Heath Ledger and...
David Carradine.
David Carradine.
My favorite is, did you see the handwritten note that his lawyer held up? Nothing says mental stability like a duotang note torn out and written in crazy handwriting.
I saw that. I thought, okay, the only reason a lawyer would show that to anybody would be, I'm building a case based on, insanity.
Yeah,
that's going to be my defense.
I mean, for all we know, the Quaids could be completely sane, rational people who just happen to have poor penmanship.
Well,
that's the corollary right there. It could go the other way.
Let me tell you a story about Randy Quaid.
I want to hear it. Daddy, tell me a story about Randy Quaid.
Well, Patrick, let me tell you. A couple of years ago, I had occasion to interview Randy Quaid. He was starring in a new Fox sitcom called The Grubs. Oh. Now, don't go racking your brain or Googling it, because it doesn't exist.
Oh, okay.
They did a pilot, and it actually got to the point that they were promoting this thing to the press.
Right.
But this show was so bad that it was just one of the worst pieces of dreck I've ever seen. And when it got closer to the date, Fox said, "You know what? No, we're not airing it."
It was so bad, people said, this should be starring Tom Arnold. That's how bad this is.
This show, it was basically, take Married with Children, only dumb it down. Now, the other thing,
for people who don't get the high quality of our show.
Get the subtlety and nuance of Married with Children. They can go for this.
Oh, boy.
Now, Michael Cera, of course, little trivia tidbit, played the son on that show.
Wow.
And he kind of bounced back pretty well. Not Randy, though. Now, I interviewed him after the session for this, and nobody else really wanted to talk to him.
And you're like, how come nobody wants to talk to? Oh,
well, you know what? I knew this thing was a disaster, and I decided I would interview him, but I couldn't bring myself to ask him any questions about the Grubs.
Really?
We talked about everything else. So you worked with Jack Nicholson and got an Academy Award nomination. What was that like? Basically going through his career, with the exception of this show that he was supposed to be promoting.
Wow.
And you know what? I got the sense that he was actually grateful.
Really?
He didn't, I think he seemed embarrassed to be there. But, that being said, he seemed like a very intelligent, very lucid, very normal kind of guy. He seemed very nice. So I don't know what's going on now.
Oh.
But
there are the allegations of substance abuse.
Okay, well that's...
there are those allegations. And the wonderful thing about our system now is that it'll come out, whether they are or are not. In any way. So it'll be interesting. I just find it fascinating because whenever something's going on, his wife seems to be like, "Hi guys, thank you for coming by." And Randy's just stone cold silent.
And believe me, there have been the various issues that they have been involved in. She's generally front and center with this stuff. But that being said, we don't know the story. We don't know what's going on. On the plus side, Randy Quaid is going to be kicking around Vancouver for a while, it seems.
Oh, and my favorite was how he said they came to Vancouver for him to pick up the award that he won with the Vancouver Film Critics Circle, which I'm a member of. And I was like, should we tell him that it's just a photocopied piece of paper in a frame? So like,
there's no like lunch or anything.
It's the event when it happens. It's always a wonderful time and it's great and we love it. We're like the Golden Globes, right? Where it's like the more the party atmosphere. Whereas the Toronto film critics, they're like the Oscars, right? Okay. Where it's all like whereas the Vancouver one, we're
more like the People's Choice Awards.
Yeah, we're more. I would say we're more like the People's Choice. I'd say we're more like the People's Choice, where people show up and they're just like, "Hey, man, I got an award," and we're just like, "I can't believe you showed up." Hey, so Randy's award was awarded to him like 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
So it was like 3 years ago.
This isn't a recent accolade.
So, no,
this is,
and it's so funny because I called up my buddies Terry David Mulligan and Jim Gordon, TDM, of course, Vancouver legend. So I called them up, and Jim Gordon, of course, is a CTV fame, and I said, "Listen, Randy's in town looking for his Vancouver Film Critics Award. I gave him your address. Do you mind?" I told him this is where to pick it up. And of course, TDM and Jim are just like, you son of a... As I get the angry text, you could just tell. They're like, please tell me you're joking!
You hear knocking on the door and... Hello! It's Randy and Evi!
He's just, you got the motorhome out there. What's happening? Bleep's full. Hey, didn't I see this in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
Oh my.
So, yeah, I think it's absolutely fascinating and wonderful that they're here because Vancouver, we're a very sleepy town when it comes to celebrities.
But again, I mean, there's a lot of local productions around there who, if they're willing to take a shot at an Oscar-nominated actor, maybe going through a little weird time right now.
Steven Seagal is filming 6 movies back to back to back. Yeah, they're all back to back in this town.
And they all have the same plot, I understand.
That's right. That's right. This one, somebody's against the environment, and I teach him a better lesson. Snap. So Randy Quaid and Steven Seagal.
Yeah, which squint should I use in this?
Randy Quaid and Steven Seagal star in a film.
Buddy Cops. I like that. Writes itself, huh?
It writes itself, and the villain is Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Perfect.
There you go. And on that...
Box office gold.
Box office.
And we're out of here for another one. We will see you next time with the podcast. Bye.